Hi, it's Cara, and today we are filming my colouring book collection and art supply video. So, I'm mildly sunburned. This is my sunburned arm. It's a bit hard to tell because it's that side. And at the moment, it's only slightly pink, mostly tanned. I have a really sunburnt leg, but I'm not going to attempt to show you that. And my face is a little bit weirdly tanned. But, I also really wanted to wash my hair today because I've been at the beach, but our hot water system died, so that didn't happen. So first, today, we're going to be talking about my art supplies because I feel like it's a good place to start, and then we'll go into the colouring books because they're too pretty. They're to end the video. So first off, I have like two levels of art supplies, I guess. I have cheap ones and I have slightly more expensive ones. Let's talk about the other little things first. So first, I have the sharpener. It is a totally cheap sharpener. I use pencils quite a bit, you can tell, because I am currently using this. Obviously it's got sharpenings in them. It has a little lid, which I like a little clippy lid. This came in a 2-pack from Kmart. It was perfect. Great, I gave the other one to my friend. Then I have these oil pastels. I've done one picture with these in one of my colouring books. Then I was informed that you're not supposed to use oil pastels in colouring books because they break down normal paper. But I have oil pastels. I use them occasionally when I feel like it. That is a thing I have. I'm not going to pull them out, they're a pain and a half. And so in my cheap range, I have two types of pencils, obviously. Most people, if you've done a bit of arty stuff, normally do. The first is colour pencils and then watercolour pencils. These are from the Creative brand, which is Kmart's home brand for art supplies. 24 colours in each. Good array. But I'll open up the colour pencils. My biggest problem with these is they really tend to break. I'll try and make this easy to see without them going everywhere. I've had these since Christmas. I've had the watercolors much longer, but I've had these since Christmas. And look at the difference on these two little greens here. They're so tiny because their lead's broken. I had to sharpen them down. But so that's my biggest problem with these cheaper color pencils, which was the main reason I decided to get better ones. Plus, these aren't particularly blendable, and they require a lot of pressure to lay down colour, which was a bit of a pain in the butt. And then, of course, there's the watercolours. I like these. I like playing around with them. I think they're a little bit easier to use than the normal ones, in this brand. But still, I'm a sucker, so I have gone and bought a more expensive one. But I do intend to still use these two cheap packs, particularly on my cheaper books when I'm playing around with colour patterns and stuff. So these will definitely still go to use. I also have a trusty piece of blank paper which now has little imprints of designs on it, and it goes between my pages, which is the thing you should do. If you want to get into colouring, make sure you have a spare piece of paper to go between your pages as you colour. And then I have a set of watercolour brushes for applying my watercolours. I probably won't use these much in the future because I find them a pain and a half. Having to re-dip the brush all the time, you don't get as much control in the intensity of the colour and all that kind of stuff. But I do own them. But what I recently picked up was an aqua brush. This is for watercolours, and it's a brush tip. Your water is stored in the barrel and you can control the flow much better. I got one for these and one for Mum. So yeah, they have a thin, I'm not used to doing this kind of thing, thin tip. Where is my hand there? Currently it's a little black, because a little dark discoloured because I was doing pinks and purples. But yeah, so it fills water in the barrel and you just squeeze it and it lets water out, and you can control the intensity of your water much more. If you're working in watercolours, I also advise keeping tissues nearby to dab the excess water off, just so you don't soak through your page real bad, but And then because I'm a sucker for cool things, I've got some higher end, but not super expensive supplies. So first off, I have this, which is fine liners. This is a pack of 20. It's by Staedtler. All of these more expensive ones are by Staedtler. They're kind of like the MAC of the coloring world, art world. These is a really good set of colours. Lots of different range in them. Let me show you. They're triangular barrels, which is it makes them really easy to grip. And then they've got this teeny tiny nib. It is a 0.3 millimeter tip. It's really tiny. Fine liners, great. The colours are really vibrant. And then I think the best part is that they match my second set of pens, which are these ones, which are the coloured pens, which have a 1 millimeter tip and are much thicker and better for doing bigger spaces. So these ones look a bit different. That's the blue lid and the coloured barrel rather than the coloured lid and the silver barrel. But otherwise they're also triangular. The barrel is triangular, but they have this thicker nib end, so that you compare the two, and you can definitely see the difference. The pen, the just normal colour pen marker, is going to be much better for filling in bigger spaces than the fine liner, but the fine liner is good for details and outlines, which is what I'm using it for. So yeah, I bought that pack as well, the 20 pack of coloured pens, the just Tri Plus colour. The other ones are the Tri Plus fine liner by Staedtler. Their cases are great. They make it. Oh, I put the lids on wrong. I always do that. I put the wrong lids on the wrong spots. They also have this cool, like the lid can be pushed down and clicked into place to make like a stand, so that you can lay it flat on your table and have it set up, which I think is great. All of their packs do that, so these two do it, and the pencils I'm going to show you in a minute do that. I think it's awesome. I bought a set of fine liners for my mum as well, because she thought they'd come in handy, but yeah. So these are the Tri Plus fine liners and colour pens. And then I picked up the Staedtler Ergosoft pencils, which are the triangular barrel pencils that they come up with. This is a pack of 24. Again, has the cool lid that makes the stand, that stands up on your table. Coloured pencils. Pull one out to show you. They are triangular barreled, which makes them super easy to hold. They have a non-slip surface, which is even better. Probably the hardest thing is to sharpen because they are triangular, so it's a little bit hunky, but it works. These are super soft, super blendable. Oh man, so easy to lay down colour, especially compared to those other ones I've got. If I was rich, I would get more expensive pencils, probably the Polychromos by Faber-Castell, but I'm not rich, and these are a nice alternative. These were like $30 rather than like $80. So they're not a $3 pack of pencils, but they're also not a super expensive pack of pencils. This does come with a good range of colours, some white people's skin tones, and a blending white. And yeah, that's really nice. They also apparently have this anti-breakage system, which if you look at the end of the pencil, is that white layer. You can hardly see it you can't see it. This white coating around the lead is apparently supposed to stop breakages, but I haven't had a breakage. I've had the tip of one break off when I first started coloring with it, but I hadn't even sharpened it. I think it was just a bit like hadn't been sealed in properly, and it was the tip. It wasn't like a break when sharpening. So I haven't yet seen a break, but we'll see. I haven't had them for very long. In fact, I've had them for like 2 days. So yeah. And then I have the Ergosoft Aquarelle, which is the watercolor version of these colored pencils. The main difference in their look is that they have the blue barrel rather than the coloured barrel the whole way down. And other than that, they're very similar. They have the same case, but they're watercolor. What was one I've used? The green? You can see I've used this green directly from the tip, so it's gotten a bit discoloured at the bottom, but it'll be fine. A quick sharpen will fix that. I intend to use these guys, obviously, with the aqua brush. And I've done a page with that, and it looks really awesome. So yeah, These were my impulse buy. I wasn't supposed to buy these, but I did it anyway. So, you know, watercolor pencils, good ones. Also have the anti-breakage layer. And now we're going to talk about the colouring books I own. Too much of them. So the sad thing you need to know is that I got the first of my colouring books for Christmas, which you may have seen in my Christmas book haul, but I will go over what those are again, because they are part of my collection. So, and the rest I still bought after Christmas. So the first of these is, I'm also going to start with the ones that are less attributed to a particular artist, like, obviously, the one I have here. So most of these are like not properly artist advertised. They're not an artist published book. They're published by a publishing house or a group. So they seem a bit more disjointed. I consider they're often cheaper. I consider them my like cheap colouring books that I can play around with a bit more. So we have first Art Deco by Pictura. I haven't done anything in this yet. I honestly don't know how. Because they're not the kind of thing I normally colour, and I'm terrified I'm going to get them wrong. But, you know, it's colouring, you can't get them wrong. I know that. But, yes, this is all Art Deco inspired things. I don't really want to try and do this. There's only 12 pictures because they're print posters, not like a proper colouring book. So there's only 12 designs, which you can kind of quickly see on the back. So I'm hopeful that with a bit of effort I can get this like completely smashed out in a short period of time because there's only 12 pictures. Then we have, which you've obviously seen before, Fabulous Flowers. Again, this is by a publishing group, Mum Books, Michael O'Mara Books. It isn't attributed to an artist, I assume because multiple artists worked on this. I have coloured in this one a lot. I kind of use this as my mess around with different techniques kind of book and see what I can do. I'm not going to show you any pages I have coloured in though, because I'm going to do a series about as I colour in, like the different pages I colour in. I'm going to do like a 20 pages, it's going to be called 20 pages. It's a series of like, every time I do 20 pages, I'll show you what they are. So expect those coming up soon. So this goes from like, it's supposed to be all flowers, but it goes from super simple things like this that are not flowers at all to something a bit more complicated like these. They are double-sided. The paper is not that thick, especially compared to the Art Deco prints, which are super thick. But they're not bad. Not much bleeds through. My biggest problem, like, I will show you, like this page that I did that has ink on it, where I was testing out my technique of ink and pencil. You've got no bleed through on this page really, so it works pretty well. My biggest problems have been like there's a few pages you can see have a bit of warping, especially at the front. That's where I've used watercolor. And so the page does have a bit of warp to it. But watercolor kind of does that unless you have really good quality paper. So that's Fabulous Flowers, which I've done a lot in. I've done like almost 10 different pages in this, and I consider one side a page. But I've done, yeah, quite a lot in this. So that's that one. And then I have a pack of 4 little ones I got from Target. Technically they came in a Target pack, but they're by Quercus Books and they're illustrated by Amber Anderson. But that is not advertised at all on the front cover. So these are the little book of colouring piece in your pocket sets. So there is patterns, which as you can see are patterns. Each of these have a quote on one side and then the picture on the other. So yeah, kind of repetitive patterns, seeing as it's called patterns. I haven't done anything in these yet. I only just got them the other day. I got a set of these for my mum, but that was the last one at the store where I was at. So then when I went shopping, like at uni, I picked up some more. So we have patterns. And then In Bloom, which is all flowers. I love colouring flowers. You will soon be able to tell that. Again, with the quote on one side and pictures of flowers on the other. These are, yeah, tiny. They're like the size of my head. Animal Kingdom, which Mum was so disappointed. I only had one picture of elephants. Some of them are really simple designs. Some of them are much more complicated. And finally, Tropical Paradise. I kind of feel like these took ideas from more expensive and artist-done colouring books. Like, there's a tropical colouring book and an Animal Kingdom colouring book and a flowers, like, garden-based colouring book. Like, so I kind of feel like they took the popular ones and made, like, the cheap version, which is also true of the next couple. So these next two books are by Kaiser Art. Kaiser Craft is the brand. Kaiser Color is the imprint. Normally they do art, like just art and craft supplies. They have a huge range and they have their own stores and things. But these ones are their colouring books, and there's a whole range of them. But these ones definitely feel like they're mimicking other ones. So we have Into the Wild. These do not have an artist at all, but this is like literally a copy of Animal Kingdom by Millie Marotta. Except obviously done by someone else. But like, it's the same art style, kind of very similar. Birds made out of animals made out of florally kind of natural patterns. That is literally what Animal Kingdom is. And so I definitely feel like it was trying to fit that niche market and be the poor man's Animal Kingdom. I picked these up super cheap from Spotlight. They're on super special. So yeah, there was Into the Wild. And the second one that I picked up there was Mystic Treasures, which is garden themed. And this is so a ripoff of Secret Garden. Like, it even has the big double page garden spreads. This beautiful treehouse, which I've already coloured. I wasn't showing you things that I already coloured. Oh my god. Potted plants, pergolas. This is like Secret Garden, except done by a different artist. Like really. I'll show you Secret Garden later, but I like them. They were super cheap. They're not that big. They're only 40 pages compared to most that are like more around the 100 page mark. But the paper quality is really good. They're really thick paper. And I think they're okay. They're pretty okay. I also use these to fiddle around with colour palettes and things because they were so much cheaper. They're only about $7 on discount and only about $13. But they're nice. They're very nice. Good quality. Just feel a bit rip-offy to me. And now we're going into my collection of fancy and expensive colouring books that I spend far too much money on. So first off, we have, they're all kind of grouped into series except for like one of them, because they kind of are. So the first two are by Diarist Song. These are a series. These are The Time Garden. I'll show you the second one in a second. These are literally a picture storybook for you to colour yourself. There is words occasionally. It's kind of like an image-based picture storybook, but it's up to you to colour. And these are gorgeous. It follows the premise of a little girl in this like magical time traveling land kind of thing. My biggest concern with these is that okay, I'm getting an American edition of this first one, but I think I'm going to give it to my mum. But this UK edition, I assume it is a little bit paper thin. Just a tad. Its paper's just a little bit on the thin side. I will probably only use pencil in this, but I mean the designs lend themselves to just pencil, so I was probably going to do that anyway, but I would definitely not want to push markers in these. This does have the classic colouring book look of the inside dust jacket being colourable, and technically the outside being colourable too, especially like on the back. These are gorgeous designs. I just love. But yeah, the paper quality is a bit thin. Like, so here's a page that's mostly writing for your colouring book. Well, for your picture storybook. Yeah. So there's your title page, which is really pretty. I haven't coloured in this yet, but I'm going to. And with my nicer colouring books, I kind of want to work in chronological order through the book. So I will probably do that with this and its sequel, which I'll show you now, which is The Time Chamber, also a picture storybook. Like, look at that back. How gorgeous is that? Again, inside flap is colorable, gorgeous. It does replicate a scene on the inside a little bit. I actually think I prefer the pictures in this one a little more, but it does ask you to fill in things, which I am not that big a fan of. I'm not a doodler, I'm a colorer. I want to just be coloring. But I just ignore those kind of instructions. So I actually think I like the designs in this one a little bit more than in the first one, but it's still, they're both still gorgeous. So yes, that's The Time Chamber by Dario Song. She's Korean. Then we have the ones by Johanna Basford, of which I have all three. So we have Secret Garden. I have coloured a little bit in this one, and by a little bit I mean a single page. I'm not going to show you that page. I'm going to show you some of my favourite pages. Where are they? Where is the one I wanted to show you? I love these full page spreads. Yeah, so this has really thick paper. It's also sewn bound, which is great. It has a removable dust jacket, really thick off-white paper. The off-white bothers some people. It has a removable dust jacket and you're left with this cardboard cover, which is gorgeous. I love it. The dust jacket is then colorable on the outside and the inside. But I'm not going to do that until at least last, if I do it at all. Again, I intend to work chronologically through this book. It's quite thick. It's got about 100 illustrations. It does ask you to contribute, like add pretty details to these flowers, but I think the pages balance themselves well without it, and I don't like doodling. So, you know, I probably won't, but who knows, maybe I'll feel like it. It also has mazes and things, and technically it's also a bit of a treasure hunt. There are things to find. And yeah, this is just gorgeous. Like literally every single page I absolutely adore. Actually, in all of the Johanna Basfords, nearly every page I adore. They're just so sweet and gorgeous, and I just love them. We have Enchanted Forest. Again, same principle, off-white paper, really thick. Actual like inside paper, removable dust jacket, cardboard cover, and colorable inside. Like same scenario as always. I haven't colored in this one yet. I don't intend to wait till I finish Secret Garden. I intend to like work on all of these at once, but again, I will go chronologically through the book. But yeah, this one, gorgeous. So the first one's garden themed, this one is forest themed. Makes sense. This also has a big spread at the back, which I'm not going to show you because it's supposed to be like the goal. It kind of works through chronologically. This one particularly is what wanted me to go through chronologically, because it's kind of like it has a map and you're working your way through the different sections of the book to get to the end, which makes me really want to do it from start to finish. So I'm going to do that. And then finally by Johanna Basford, we have Lost Ocean. This one is white, not off-white. It was by a different publisher, I believe. And it's obviously fish themed. The paper's maybe slightly thinner, but still pretty thick. Apparently, I heard there was some issues with that in different places. But this is all obviously underwater themed. This is the most intricate book yet from her. Lots of super intricate designs. There are some less intricate ones, but like, grey. Again, removable dust jacket, but this time, like you can colour in on the outside of the dust jacket. And I'm pulling on camera half the time here. And the inside, but then instead of being brown cardboard for the actual book, it's blue. Still cardboard, but it's blue. I'm excited to get into this one too. I haven't started it yet, but it's so cute. Just adorable. It has less full page spreads. Like apparently one of the things she's really supposed to be very good at is the full page spread, and this one has less of those. But, you know, I also heard rumours maybe her next one's jungle themed. Behind that fully. Like, that sounds like such a ride. I want that. But that is Lost Ocean. But yeah, so you can definitely tell the difference in colour between the two. Off-white, white. And then we have The Magical City by Lizzie Mary Cullen. This is gorgeous. This is like mind-bending pictures that are famous places, but the like dimensions are kind of a bit warped. So they literally hurt my eyes sometimes. So this on the this side is Tower Bridge, but like those dimensions, man. Again, it's got the foldable flap. It's not a removable cover, and it's got a colorable inside. What's one I really like? Where's the Sherlock page? There's this Baker Street page, which is gorgeous. I bought the watercolors mainly for this book because I think the art style just really lends itself to watercolor because they're all these long flowing lines and dimension mind-bogglingness. And I want to be able to mess around with that concept and really look into how the colours work. So I'm really going to use my water pen in these. Again, I'll work from the front to the back probably. We have Abbey Road, that's really cute. And yeah, so I really like this one. And then finally, we have 2 by Millie Marotta. First one is Animal Kingdom. As I kind of told you, this is very much like the Kaiser Art one. Obviously this one came first, but it feels a little bit copycatty by Kaiser Art's behalf. It even has the giraffe, stunning the art style. Like that annoyed me a little bit. This is gorgeous. All animals, absolutely stunning. Like gorgeous. I intend to use all pen on these, I think. But I'm still fiddling around with what I think I'm going to do. I'm trying to find something else to show. But yeah, so that is Animal Kingdom, which has been then followed up by Tropical Wonderland, and again, same dealio, except not all animals. Some of them are tropical landscapes, and apparently her next one is Savannah themed, which is my kind of jam. So I'm really excited about these. I've yet to figure out, I'll probably do these chronologically again. I think it's going to make me more likely to do the ones I'm less excited for. If I actually work through chronologically, I'm more likely to start at the start and actually get stuff done. So, again, I haven't started this, but I'm excited. So those are all the colouring books I own. There's also 3 that I really still want, but I'd spent so much money on the weekend, I had to stop myself. But yeah, overall, these are all gorgeous. Like, gorgeous. And I'm such in on this fad. Like, I just love it. It is so pretty and fun and relaxing, really addicting. Like, my reading has gone down the drain. I haven't even finished a book. It's the 12th of the month. I haven't even finished a book because I've been colouring. But I don't even care, you know? I don't even care. So these are the colouring books I own. I've currently coloured about 16 pages, 17 pages. No, let me tell you the actual number. It's probably only 15. 15 pages. So when I get to 20, I'm going to do my first 20 pages video. And you'll get to see what I've actually coloured, and I'm going to talk about each page. So look out for that. That could be next week because I've been colouring so much. As you can see, I've done 15 pages since Christmas. That's more than a page a day. Well, about a page a day. And I'm just really excited. Colouring books. If you're interested in colouring books, if you liked any of these and I've convinced you to buy any of them because they're so pretty, let me know down below if you've got any fave ones. I'm also going to look into doing like colour with me videos, but I'm going to have to figure out a setup for that. And I don't even own a tripod, so that could be interesting, but that will be in the long future. So hopefully you've enjoyed this video with me and my colouring books, and I will see you soon in another video. Bye!